I get told all the time that I talk too fast in my videos, so I'm going to apologize in advance for this one.
Hi friends, I'm Lily. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 23 different things that I've learned in my life.
I promise that it gets better as the video goes on. Please stick with me.
So last year I did a video for 22 facts for my 22nd birthday, and it was kind of a hard year. Like, it's not been the easiest year for me. So I learned a lot of stuff between now and then, and I wanted to share 23 facts that most likely I've learned in the past year. Hopefully that's what I wrote down. I'm not really sure. I don't quite remember. But that's what I'm going to do today. If you want to give me a birthday present, you can subscribe to my channel. I would love that. Oh, the first fact that I learned this year is kind of an exciting one, is that you can get an F in bowling. And I didn't know that was possible until Dom did it when we went bowling one time, and he threw, okay. So he throws the ball while the thing that pushes the pins back was pushing the pins back, so he hit that thing and then it bounced off. So he basically got like a fail, but he got an F, which I think is so funny. And I need you all to know that that is possible and that my boyfriend did that. Number 2, asking for something that you want is the quickest way to get results. You'll either know that you're not gonna get it, or you'll know that you're gonna get it, and it's easier just to ask for things even though it could be hard. Number 3, looking at a situation from maybe somebody else's point of view that might not think the same way that you do helps you maybe change your reaction to it, and they're possibly not as mad as you think, that maybe you would be mad in the situation, but they're not mad. Whatever it is, try to take their point of view into it as well. I wrote this when I gave up caffeine, obviously. Number 4, the symptoms of giving up caffeine last only about 3 or 4 days, and then after that, you're pretty good. Honestly, I craved it for about 2 weeks after giving it up, but after that, I really don't crave it at all. Like, even today, when I said I would be able to start drinking caffeine again, I really didn't want to that badly. I don't really have a craving for it anymore, but 2 weeks after, I still did. The really bad headache or irritability really didn't last that long, only 3 to 4 days. So if you're trying to give up caffeine, now you know. Tip number 5, I would never suggest bike riding in the pouring, freezing rain. I did that on Mackinac this year, Mackinac Island, with my friends from church, and it was miserable. If you have the option not to do it, I would suggest to not do it. Tip number 6 kind of actually put me on a path of what I really want to do with my life, and I didn't realize it until this year. Like, I knew that I liked it, but now I know I really like it and want to pursue that as my career path, which is crazy because I've always not known what I want to do with my life, so this is really exciting for me. So I love organizing. Organizing is something that I do for fun, even though I know it sounds really lame. But anywhere I go, I try to organize things, make it easier for my life or other people's lives. So I want to become a professional organizer. I'm working towards that right now. I started my Instagram. If you want to go check it out, I'll link it in the description below. But I'm just really excited about it, and I'm just so happy that I finally figured out something that I really want to do. So I'm pumped about that. Okay, number 7 is that hard times are inevitable. Like, they are going to happen no matter who you are, but it's how you deal with them that defines you as a person. Number 8, cuddling with dogs makes everything better. If you're having a bad day or you're feeling anxious or whatever it is, if you cuddle with a dog, granted if you're not like allergic to dogs or whatever, it literally changes your whole entire life. It's gonna make me sound like a bad person, but I'm not really a dog person, I'm not really a dog person, but cuddling with dogs, honestly, I might be a dog person. I think I changed this year into being a dog person. Number 9, getting a facial at a spa is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. I tried a facial at Aveda Salon, which is like the school salon where people go to learn how to be a salon person. Where people go to learn to like be an esthetician or learn how to do hair and stuff. They do like 3 different face masks, and it's really calming, and I just loved it so much. So if you ever have the opportunity to do that, I would definitely suggest it. Also go to a school because it would be cheaper than if you go to somebody who's doing that professionally, obviously. Number 10, I look great with face tattoos. If you guys didn't see my Post Malone video, you can check it out wherever, I don't know. You can see how good I look with face tattoos. I honestly don't think I look bad. Obviously, I'm not gonna get a face tattoo. Don't worry, Mom. But I think that I do look pretty good with them on, honestly. Number 11. Also, 11 is my favorite number, 23 and 11. I was born on the 11th. Obviously, you're watching this video today, then you'll know I was born on the 11th because it's my birthday. But, why did I go into that rant about 11? Number 11, deleting social media is honestly one of the best things I do for my mental health from time to time, because if you get so caught up in looking at other people's lives and looking at different things that you're not a part of or whatever, it really will bring you down. Like, back in the day, people didn't have this to compare their lives to other people because they didn't have social media, they didn't have stuff like this, but now we compare every single moment of our lives. So if I'm content being at home, not doing anything, or being at home hanging out with one person, but I see other people are out like partying and having a great time with a bunch of people, I feel bad about myself rather than just being content where I'm at. So deleting social media sometimes is the best move for me personally, and that's just something that I learned this year. Okay, wow. Number 12, this year I learned that country music isn't really that bad. My whole life I've avoided listening to country music because I think it's like the stereotype that I didn't want to listen to it, and a lot of people really don't like country music who I hang out with, and a lot of people really do like country music who I hang out with. But anyway, this year was the first time I actually listened to it like without any judgment in my mind, I think, and it wasn't even that bad. I really do like it. I made a country music video. I feel like I'm plugging a lot of stuff right now, but I did make a country music video with Dom. You guys can check that out. I'll link it as well. What? Number 13 I learned, this is kind of like a low blow for no reason, but number 13 I learned was that sometimes even your favorite artists, like musical artists, won't be as good in person. Like, I went to a John Bellion concert. He's my favorite artist. I love all of his music. I love his voice. He's an amazing artist. But then I went to his concert, and granted, I was on the lawn, so that was part of the issue, I think. But his music just wasn't as hype in person as I had imagined it was going to be. So don't get your hopes too high up for any concert. Go to concerts because they're really fun, but I like concerts that have like a smaller venue so you can hear the music better, I think. So just don't like overhype those things and then be disappointed. Just go and enjoy it for what it is. Number 14, I learned this year that I want to be somebody who goes to bookstores more often. I love the vibe of bookstores. They're really chill. They're a really cool place. You go and you can learn, which is really cool. And I just want to be somebody who goes to bookstores more often. So if any of you want to go to bookstores with me, hit me up. Let me know. I love bookstores now. And I don't think I would ever say that before in my entire life. You know, 23 looks good on me. I'm just so much more wise, so much older. Number 15, I learned that in my personal case, if I'm having a really bad day or something is really not going well in my life, I need to exercise. Because when I exercise, I always feel better. Like, granted, a lot of times I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go work out right now. It just seems so much better to lay in bed and do nothing. But really, any type of exercise. Sometimes, like, I started biking at the end of the summer, which is awesome. I love biking now for some reason. I kickbox all the time. You guys know that. Another video plug. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. But, so go out and do a little bit of exercise. Walk around your house even. Whatever you can do, and it probably will get you out of the funk that you're feeling if you've just been, like, chilling all day. I don't know. It works for me. Number 16, I learned how to ride a motorcycle this year, which is something I learned this year. But I also learned that riding a motorcycle in the freezing rain is not the move, like we talked about with the bike ride thing. I learned how to motorcycle or drive a motorcycle at a class, and it was freezing pouring rain. I was wearing a Carhartt. It got soaking wet. It was the worst thing ever. My hands were frozen. I could barely move the handles, and I passed. So that's good, but also try, if you're going to motorcycle, not to motorcycle in the rain. And that makes sense because duh. 17, holding babies is not as scary as I had previously thought. Like, I am kind of like, I'm gonna sound like a bad person, like I'm not a dog person and I don't like babies. I've always been afraid of holding babies just because, I don't know, they like freak me out. But then I've held a lot, like, not a lot. I've held at least 2 babies this year, which is like a record for me. So honestly, holding babies is not as bad as I had thought. I held my cousin's baby, and he's actually super cute. One time I was sitting at my grandma's house on the couch, and then he just walks up to me. He not walks, he's a baby, but he's like standing next to me, and he starts licking my leg like this. He goes, he's just like dabbing his tongue on my leg, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm normally not like kind of afraid of babies, but that was the cutest thing ever, and I think that's warmed me up to holding babies and, like, you know, not being afraid of babies at least. So that's what I learned this year. Number 18 that I learned this year is to stop talking to somebody after you break up with them. Give them space. It is so easy to continue talking to them because they're somebody that you talk to a lot because they're in your life or whatever. But leave them alone for a little bit. Like, you both need space, and I never do that, and that is a problem, and that is something that I would like you guys to all learn from my mistakes. Number 19, this is stupid, but apparently The Rock and I are twins, and I'll probably insert the picture here so you guys understand what I'm talking about. It's really the muscles. I got really desperate towards the end, apparently, of things that I've learned this year. Something I learned this year: don't lock yourself out of your apartment in 20-degree weather only wearing a dress. That's obvious. Everybody knows that, but I will link the picture here so you guys can know what I'm talking about. Number 21, 21 is I learned that fancy ketchup is literally the same as any other kind of ketchup. I learned that on the ski trip Dom and I went to. We asked the waiter what the fancy ketchup means. That's the brand of it, and he just said, that's regular ketchup. We tried them both. They taste exactly the same. Now you know. Now you don't have to wonder.
Fancy house ketchup, according to the waiting staff and the bartenders, it's just regular ketchup.
Number 22. Work out when you want to, not when you have to. Even though just earlier I told you to work out even if you don't want to. So I don't know about that one. Let's do 22 part 2 just in case that one like goes over our heads. We don't like that one. 22 part 2. Let's say forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past. So instead of dwelling on the past and not forgiving people because they did you wrong, they're the worst, blah, 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 just move past that and realize that it's not going to change what happened in the past. You just have to move forward. Wow, we killed this. Number 23, my favorite number, the age that I am today. Don't forget it's my birthday because that's important to me. Radiate love wherever you go. This world is filled with so much hate recently and so much negativity. So try to be as kind and nice to others as possible. And that's the tea, sis. I hope that you don't think my hair looks crazy with this bun on it. My friend one time told me that this looks bad, but I did it anyways. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great day because I know I'm going to. Tune in next week for a video where I'm going to a bunch of different places that give you free stuff on your birthday, and you guys will see which places give it to you, and I hope that you guys come back. Thank you so much for watching. I said that already, but I will talk to you later.
I traded my truth for some robbers, and he's playing Batman, but he's gonna rob him. Yeah.
Does my hair look crazy? I'm just getting anxious and I'm like trying to close the door so my neighbors can't see me taking a video with this bright light on, but the window's right there and these doors have windows in them, so they're gonna see it. That's just what it is.